on. It was just too much. Well, how are you doing? Hope you're okay. Hi, Arlena. How are you? Well, you know, we made these jelly print papers yesterday, so I figured today would be a good day to do something with them. You know, otherwise they're just going to kind of sit around. And so that's what I'm going to do. We're going to play with the jelly plate papers. These are the ones we done with the lace. And I'm going to turn them into ATC cards. And I've got 3 of them pulled out to do that with. And I've already got the cardstock ready to attach them to. Then I brought out a few with some old time cards and some tags that we're going to mount them to. So, because, you know, I love this red and black. Hi, Bankley. How are you today? If y'all don't subscribe to Bankley, go to his channel. He plays some of the soothingest music. I mean, it's just, oh, but it's very beautiful. So I pulled that gel medium. I didn't want to use Mod Podge because so let's see, did I get enough on here? But yeah, I think these would be beautiful big tags too. And we got it, we might as well use it, right? And if I missed any little area, I'll just take my palette knife and go back and get it down that way. I just do what works for me. It may not be the best way for everybody else, but, you know, if it does what I need to do, it's the right way for me. Just like each one of you have a specific way that you like to do things. It works for you. So, and if it ain't working for you, try something else. You don't have to do the way I do things. Doesn't mean it's the right way just because it works for me. I think that's what I like about, you know, we all do things differently. So I'm just going to kind of cut this apart now. And let it dry a little bit. Sorry, out of frame, I know. But y'all know how to cut paper. It's kindergarten stuff. And I'm going to let that kind of dry before I cut it completely out. But that will be a beautiful. So, lay that off to the side and let's work on the other one. I'm trying to get this black and red edge in with the lacy look. And then I'll have a strip of the lacy part left that I can use on something else. That's what I'm working towards. Doesn't mean it'll turn out that way, but that's what I'm going for. But I did not want to use Mod Podge and have my paper all warped. You know how that does. And it's a mess. I don't like it when it warps. I would rather have a nice smooth surface that I can work with. And I'm sure y'all do too. Hi, Crimson. How are you? And if I've missed any little edges here, I'll just go back the way I did before. I know I got a little more glue. But yeah, I think it works better using the gel medium. My pieces are not warping. And that looks pretty good. And it'll be easier to trim around and do what I need to do. Get it up off of here. Like I said, I'll have a small strip here of this that I can play with later on something else. Alright, where did my other ones go? This one I thought was gorgeous, and I'm going to get 3 good sized tags out of this. And these tags are 6 1/4 by 3.125. I got them on the clearance at Hobby Lobby a couple of months ago. So, but yeah, I want to use up some of this stuff. I don't want to hoard supplies, you know. You can always get supplies. Get as much. Like I said, I can kind of see through the paper, the images, so it makes it easy to know if I've got enough down. So what's everybody else doing today? Anybody else crafting? I know I'm pretty early today, but if at all possible and I get done early enough and I don't have the grandkids, I don't think today, I want to try and get some errands done later. So that's why I went ahead and came on a little early. It's not too early for me. You know, I've been on about this time, if not earlier before, but sometimes you just got to get up and get your butt moving to get done what you need to do. Your blank tags are only 2 by 4. Let me measure these. Nope, these are a little at 3 1/4, almost. So, but you know, you can do whatever size you need, Sonia. You don't have to have the same size. I've got different sizes we're going to do too, because, you know, it works. Whatever works, gets done what you need, use it. Like I said, I'm not using Mod Podge because I didn't want my paper to buckle. And we all know when it's wet like that, it will buckle your paper. And that's not the look I'm going for. Like I said, I'm just going to get them all glued down. Probably need a little bit more over here. That corner's wanting to come up on me. And I use my palette knife a lot. I really do. Sometimes you just need that little under that edge. They work great. So, this will be 3 nice tags. Not getting a lot of air pockets or anything like that. And if I do, I'll smooth them down. But I think those tags will be pretty when they're done. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them apart so they can dry on their own individually. Just in case one spot's drying a little quicker than the other, it's not going to warp. So I think that has a lot to do with how your finished product comes out. What glue am I using? It's Liquitex Professional Matte Gel. is what it is. I picked it up either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I used my coupon. You know me, I'm not going to pay regular price for any of this stuff. So, and it seems to be working fairly well. Now, I've got some time cards, and thought I'd put one on this. And then I've got these real little tags I thought would look cute. We always need little piddly things, you know. Hiya, Christina. How are you? Ooh, nice metallic ring. Those would be good. So, but let's get the big guy down first, and then I'll cut him apart, and then we'll add the two little tags. Like I said, I don't worry too much about what order or anything. Do what you gotta do, you know. But I do like the gel medium. It's not giving me the paper warping, and I hate the paper warping. I think we all do. But sometimes, you know, what are you gonna do? It's just the nature of the beast, right? Oh, that tag's going to be really pretty. Oops, he's over a little too far on that end. So that's another good thing with this gel medium. You can kind of, you know, it doesn't stick right away. You've got a minute or two to move your stuff around. So you're not just, oh, I stuck it down in the wrong place and stuck with it. So, a lot better than playing with napkins, too. Those napkins are a booger. I'm going to cut this apart. Some things seem to dry faster than others. Maybe they don't, but to me it seems like they do. Nova, what are you doing? Nova's over here flapping his wings. Don't know what his deal is today. He's had breakfast. He's just being a weird chicken. But I do like the matte gel medium. I think I'm going to use it more often. I know it costs more, but with my hand issues and stuff, it seems to do better for me. You know, than fighting with a bunch of Mod Podge that's sticky and everywhere else. And it doesn't take much. Well, hi, Note Spinner. How are you? Hi, Kilburn's Creations. Sorry I don't remember names. I do apologize. You will be able to make loads of progress in craft room. The sun will be over and his stuff will be taken down. Oh, awesome. You gotta love the bird. He's a turd some days, I'm telling y'all. Now, the red, white, and blue, I'm going to center it because I want each of the three colors on the pieces. And then the small tags at the bottom, I'm going to lay sideways so I get plenty with them. Move that up a little bit, move that over, and move that there. I just think it's really pretty. So that's how I'm going to do that one. So let's get some more glue down. I had the best time making these papers yesterday. I'd never played with my jelly press, jelly plate, whatever. And I made it months ago, but I hadn't played with it. So it was the perfect time to bring it out and play. and I just love the papers we made. You know, we put lace in down in the paint and colored some lace, which was really cool. I'll show you the lace if you weren't in yesterday and seen it. I did not know you could put lace, you know, down in your paint. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I just didn't. And it kind of makes sense, you know, if you're gonna... It's like a stencil to me, so that's what I did. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. Okay, these are going to come out gorgeous. Let me get them cut all apart. And the matte gel, it's sticky. Yeah, I've got a small light box, but then it's something else I got to clean up, you know. So, and you can see through these papers with the paint pretty easily. You know, it's not hard to see through here at all. But I'm really, really enjoying doing these papers. If I'd have known how much I liked doing them before, I'd have done them a long time ago. But I had no clue. Excuse me. Jelly printing was so addicting. But see, they'll be pretty good. And I don't want them all exactly centered, you know. But I do love the way they're coming out. Oops. Lay those over out of the way. I'm just going to get them all glued down first and then go through and cut everything out. This one I can get quite a bit out of. We're going to get a time card, a bigger tag, and then 2 small tags out of this page. And don't want to put it on the paper because the way I'm going to have to lay them. So I'm going to put it on the cards themselves and then flip them over. I think that'll be the easiest because we're trying to get so much out of that sheet. And I can go almost up to the edge, but not quite, so it doesn't stick to my work surface. But once we press it down, you know, it'll squeeze out to go where we need it to anyway. But work on it and see what works the best way for you. It may not be what works for me. Like I said, we've all got to find what works for us. Yeah, a lot of layers. An old X-ray light box. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Let's cut this one apart. And I'll say the gel medium doesn't seem to be gunking up my scissors as quickly as the Mod Podge would. You know, when you try to cut through Mod Podge, your scissors get so gunked up sometimes. Maybe not for y'all, but it does for me, and I don't like it. Let's see. And my big tag up here, and then my 2 little ones down here. Yeah, Nova's done had his breakfast and now he's just kind of chilled out, which is good. Makes me happy. Hi, Michelle, honey. I hope you're feeling better today. I know you're stressed over that, getting everything ready for that auction. Yeah, it does. And to me, it's a wet glue. And I don't like the feel of the Mod Podge. I mean, I'll use it on other things because, I have it. But for something like this, where I didn't want any buckling or anything, that's why I pulled out the matte gel. And it says on here that it's good for, excellent for gluing collage. So, you know, might as well use it up. I can, like I said, it's not buckling my paper as I'm getting it down, and it doesn't take a lot of it, so I think it'll be all right. That one there. Oh, slide down just a little bit more. And see, if you make a mistake and don't get it kind of right where you want it, you can peel it right back up, and it's not going to mess your project completely up. And when Mod Podge, sometimes when you get something down and you realize it's not in the right spot that you actually wanted it, and you try to pull it up, it's already kind of adhered really well, real quick, and there's no turning back. And my papers are not buckling. And I'm able to get them a good contact with it. There's going to be a couple on the edge here or there I'm going to have to go back and redo, but that's nothing compared to the buckling that you have, where it's hard to get it to lay flat. Now this piece I want to turn into ATC cards after I get it done, so I've already pulled out cardstock, and we're just going to attach it. I've got 3 of them that I'm going to do that way. I'm glad you're doing better today. Yeah, it's non-yellowing. Let me see where I read it. It's a heavy body translucent gel. Creates a matte, non-reflective finish. Retains brush strokes. Opaque when wet. Dries transparent and matte. Extends paint volume, slows dry time, and enhances bleeding. Permanent, non-yellowing, flexible, and water resist when dry. So, perfect for what I need, right? So I think on this, I'm going to do half, kind of, and get my paper on, and then fold it back a little bit and get the rest of it. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it on here. Like I said, I want to get as close to the edge as I can without really going over. And this palette knife is working really well for what I'm doing. And since it's a little shiny where you have it and dull where you don't, it's given me a good line to work with. Let's get this down. It's pretty good. I'm not straight. You can tell my edge over here, but that's okay because I'm not going to need all of that anyway. Get it matted down good. Then I can take this and pull it back and put where I need the rest of it. So, win-win. Oh. So, I mean, yeah, it costs a little bit more, but by the time you use your coupon, but it's so nice and thick, it's not runny. That's what I like. Hold your pieces. And it cleans up with soap and water, so. But I don't have times, it's just a little bit much to work with, It's best for every job. And you've got to work with what works for you. If you love Mod Podge and you don't have the problems, then by all means, use the Mod Podge. I'm not saying for anybody to go out and buy what I exactly have. I have it and I'm going to use it. I bought it for something completely different. I can't even remember what I bought it for. And I was watching some other videos. You know how we watch so many videos. And I can't remember who it was, but they were using it to glue stuff down. And I was like, well, I've got that jar. I might as well use it. Because whatever it was I bought it for, I can't even remember now. My memory is about like a 3-year-old at times. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't mind my memory being bad. It's part of getting older. I tell my kids it's my maturity coming out. But yeah, it lays nice. It's not, I love that it's not buckled. What else? I just don't like the buckling, you know. Got one more. Isn't that pretty? We done this with like a teal, and wasn't orange, it was more of a copper, and it just come out gorgeous. I'm surprised I got people in here this early. Sonia, you would know, isn't Aristi and, oh my goodness, was it Cats going live later today? They're doing a hangout or something. Was it Kat Carson? Because I was watching her last night. She's sick of napkins. And I don't blame her. She's doing the 30 days of napkins. Yes. Like little tape recorders. That would be me. Can't remember exactly. But, and you never know what's going to come out of my mouth, as my daughters say. You know, I used to really hold my tongue. And I'll tell you, the older I got, the less that happened. You know, if I didn't like something somebody did or their friend, I'd flat out tell them. The person, not my daughter or my son, you know, whoever it was. I don't anymore. Is that something, y'all, that went along with menopause and all that? Because, you know, I speak my mind. I used to not. And if I think they were a stinker, I'd tell them, you know. Yes, Nikki. You haven't heard. Okay. Well, I know they were talking about it last night, but it would have been, what was it, 6 or 7 Aristi's time. And I wanted to make sure to watch them. But I know that Nikki's really sick of napkins. Alright, those are all down. I'm going to clean up my mess and wash my palette knife real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I won't leave my stuff sit. You know that. It just, I don't like it to get ruined. And things can ruin real quick. So let me go wash these off. Okay, much, much better. I just don't like dirty tools. You know, if you're going to have something, take care of it. Ah, well, maybe I was wrong. You're a lot braver now, old and cry. Yep, that must be it. I know one day some woman asked me why I stop and clean my stuff, you know. Well, crafting tools cost a lot of money. And I don't want to spend all my money on tools. I want supplies, right? So that's what I do. I would rather take care of what I have. That way I don't have to buy it again. And I can buy some other things. You know, I learned a long time ago, if you take care of your tools, they take care of you, right? I mean, look at Aristi and them that live in Greece and how much it costs for their shipping and stuff and customs. You know, to order things that we take for granted. So, take care of what you got. Oh. So, you know, it makes a difference. I didn't get to watch Divas last night. We ended up other things going on, so that didn't happen. Alright, now let me get all these cut out. They are gorgeous. I just love that paper. You're COD when it comes to your tools and I must be, because like I said, I do not like to leave my paintbrushes sit in water. That just drives me crazy. You know, and I was watching, I can't even remember who it was, and if I could, I wouldn't say. But they've always got a dirty tub of water on their desk and all their brushes stuck in it. It's like, oh my God, do you ever wash that little thing out? Because that would just drive me crazy. And I can't help it, but that's the way I am. You know, it's none of my business. I don't say anything to them, but that would not go on, you know. And a lot of my things I've had for years. You know, they've probably come out with all kinds of new little buggers since I've had what I got, but what I got still works for me, and that's what I use. Oh, come on, paper, don't stick to me. Yeah, some of these little corners, I'm going to have to just... I slept good last night, but I'm still tired for some reason. It's weird. I only got up 3 times, so for me that's a good night, you know. Because usually I'm up 5-6 times a night. I cat nap. I've noticed a lot lately. I'll lay there and start to watch something and doze off, and maybe a half hour later wake back up, and I'm up for another hour or 2. So, hey Chris, I cannot pronounce your name, sweetie. It's so, I'm terrible with enunciation, and with my southern accent, I'm just going to butcher your name. And I apologize ahead of time. I was thumbs down yesterday. So I'm kind of concerned the person that's doing them about every video, you know, you kind of look forward to it. And I know that even though that person's being a little, you know, at least I know they're alive and okay. And then when I don't get them all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I hope they're okay, you know. Isn't that dumb? But that's just me. I worry about people. I don't like anybody to be ill, hurt, you know. Because I was very, very sick, very, very long time. And it's no fun. I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't care who they are, what they've done. Nobody deserves to be sick. Y'all can laugh at me. I know that's funny. Well, honey, I can... Is it because you're typing too quick, Kilburns, or is it something on my end? I don't know. I'm not understanding what's going on. I guess the internet's having trouble today. Or it could be YouTube. I didn't have any problems yesterday. Yeah, being sick's bad. I don't care who you are or anything about it. It's just bad. So, yeah, I think it's YouTube because it's not showing it on my end, and I do apologize. Green all the way across. It's not changing anything. So, and it's weird that it's doing that because I haven't been having a problem. I know I didn't Sunday because we had till then the internet was dropping in and out. Should I go out and try again or set up a new live stream? Do you think that would help? Give me your all's opinion because, you know, I don't like to have a hard time. That's not why we're here. Y'all tell me what I should do. I'm sorry you're buffering a lot, Tina. The cable company finally fixed your internet. Wow. It's done. I can start on these. Okay, you think it's YouTube too, because like I said, I'm not getting it, and I checked my internet speed before I came on and said everything was, you know, it's good. Nothing's... So let me know if y'all do that for me. I'm going to turn it on here in a second because I really need to know. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move my craft room around so I can have air conditioning when the weather gets going. So let me turn it on for just a couple of minutes and y'all let me know if it's too loud. I'm hoping that it's not super loud on y'all. So I've got it going, so if anyone would please let me know if they hear it, if it's too loud. I would really, really appreciate it. It's fine? Great. Thank you so much. Because, you know, here in the South, when it gets in the hundreds for days at a time and the humidity's 50-60%, you just can't do without air conditioning. And I was really hoping it wasn't going to be an issue because moving my craft room around would have really been a pain in the tail. So let me get this finished cutting out, and I'll turn it back off because I don't need it today. It's not too bad. I've got my little fan going behind me. But I meant to check it yesterday and completely forgot. And then when I was laying in bed last night watching Nikki, I thought about it and I thought, shoot. So it was a priority to ask. Because like I said, you girls don't come in here to have a hard time doing or listening. Well, honey, I'm taking the jelly print papers that we made yesterday, and I'm making, these are time cards, tags, and we're going to do some ATC cards out of them. Because I made them, I needed them, and I love some of the prints. Hi, Tina. And I used, I didn't use Mod Podge. I used Matte Gel Medium to get the papers down on the tags and stuff because I didn't want it to warp. And it's holding really well, and it's non-yellowing, and it dries flexible, so that's what I wanted to use for it. Told my husband I needed help getting my lights fixed around. Y'all are gonna laugh, but I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. And right now, the way the lighting is, the light hits the rim of my glasses and it reflects, and then I can't see what I'm doing sometimes, fussy cutting and stuff, little things. So I've got to redo some of my lighting situation because it has to be good for y'all, but I need to see what I'm doing too. Does anyone else have that problem when light hits your rim of your glasses? It's just a pain in the tail. I've thought about doing the acrylic pouring. I went and bought Floetrol. I have a small torch somewhere. That's what scares me, is the torch and the mess. And I even went and I bought the treadmill lube to give it the cells. I did buy that even. You know, I want to try it, so. Well, hi, Crafty Kitty. You went to Hobby Lobby the other day. Yeah, Hobby Lobbies are nice, but ours is pretty empty right now from the big 75% off sale. So, and they're shrinking our paper crafting area down to maybe 2 aisles from, I think it was like 5. So that's kind of sad, which means I'm going to have to, and I told my husband, because he asked me not to use our bank account online for things. So one of the ladies suggests that I get one of the prepaid credit cards, and we just put so much on it, and I can go online and order things. You know, a candle lighter would probably work. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But I've got my small torch for my resin. And I'll be honest, I bought it at Goodwill. And you just refill it with butane. So, that's what I've got. Alright, I got another one here. Nope. That's the last of that one. And I'm not keeping the leftover papers because they're where the glue's at. you know, it's just going to stick to everything and the humidity and stuff anyway. So, don't get upset you see me throwing away the scraps. You know how glue is with humidity. I don't care what kind of glue. It sticks to everything. I am so hoping I get to go back to Charleston in the next couple of weeks. I really want to hit the beach. And I love going up and visiting with my daughter. We don't get to spend a lot of time together because of her work schedule, but what time we do get of an evening or the morning over coffee, I really enjoy. We're moving right along, y'all. Got 2, 3, 5 more. And we'll have all the tags cut out. I got a 200 pack of these old time cards at Goodwill for like $4. So I was like, oh, that's a win, right? Well, I'm hoping the internet thing out of focus. What do you mean I'm out of focus? I haven't changed anything. Anybody else having a problem? Sonia? Robin? I don't understand why it would be out of focus all of a sudden. I have no clue, sweetie. It's got to be YouTube messing with stuff because, like I said, before I went on, I went ahead and I checked my internet strength. And it was good. It's not showed me any drop in signal or anything on my live stream health. So it's got to be a YouTube issue today. I don't know. It's just got to be a YouTube issue. So I apologize. I can't control what they're doing with the system. It goes out of focus with sudden movement. Let me see. Hang on. Let me check the autofocus. I forget to turn that stupid thing off every time I bring up my camera. No, I don't think it's me either because I was having trouble in some live streams this week. You know. Like I said, I think they're working on YouTube. And until they get everything adjusted, we're all going to have problems. You know? And there's nothing we can do about it. Especially if it, on my end, says everything's fine. It has areas too. Leave it alone.